Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy and welcome back to FSS Football. Today we are doing Premier League preview. In this series we'll be previewing every Premier League match day. I'll then be giving you a player to watch for the week and as such I would recommend you get him on fantasy football. Before we get into the video, make sure you hit that like button below, subscribe down below and make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload from the FSS channel. Also check out my personal channel down below, SS114, where I'll make gaming videos, vlogs, you name it, I'll probably make it at some point. Anyway, let's get into the video. Alright, so first we have the first game back after the coronavirus break, and we have Aston Villa vs Sheffield United. I see this being a low scoring affair. Both teams aren't great in front of goal, both teams don't have an outstanding goal scorer. Jack Grealish being the best for Aston Villa with only 7 goals. And Lys Mousset and John Fleck being the best for Sheffield United with 5 each. Just for comparison and some context, Manchester United's Scott McTominay has 4 this season. Because of this, I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw. It's the Master versus the Apprentice, Arteta versus Guardiola. It's of course Arsenal versus Manchester City. Now I don't see this going any other way but a Manchester City win. They're too strong. They're back to full strength now. Obviously Leroy Sané's back in training and is available for the match against Arsenal. Arsenal defence ain't great as it is. I just don't see this going any other way but a Manchester City win. I'm going 3-1. I should say before the break, Arsenal are looking pretty good. They haven't lost in the Premier League since the turn of the year. And Arteta looks like he's doing stuff. And I've been very impressed with him. And I think they can go far under Mikel Arteta. But like I say, I don't see anything else but a Manchester City winning this game. Next game, we have Norwich versus Southampton. Both teams conceded the second most goals this season, 52. However, if you take that 9-0 defeat to Leicester away, they're sitting about mid-table when it comes to goals conceded, which I think is pretty realistic and pretty much sums up their season. They've just been average. I see this being a 2-1 victory to the Saints. Norwich have struggled keeping goals out and scoring goals. They're joint worst with Newcastle under Steve Bruce. So 2-1 to the Saints. Spurs versus my team, Manchester United. This is probably going to be the biggest game on the return to the Premier League. Not only does Jose Mourinho have a point to prove after Oli did this, he'd also love nothing more to get one over his former employers and the man that obviously succeeded him. Tottenham have had a lot of time to recover and the break came at a very good time for them. They weren't doing amazingly. And they just lost Son, Harry Kane, who are both now back for the Manchester United game. While United, they're on a fantastic run of form. They won 5 out of the last 6 games, including a victory over Manchester City. Whereas Tottenham was the exact opposite. They had lost 5 out of the last 6 and only drew the second one to Burnley. I think this game could go either way, really. I think Manchester United are a better team, and if we had played before the break, we definitely would have won. But Tottenham, like I said, they've got their players back from injury. Mourinho's had a lot of time to prepare for this game, and if you know Mourinho, he would love to have this much time to prepare for a single game, because he's just he will find out every little detail and exploit you for it. That's what he's famous for. He's such a defensive coach, and he knows how to build a team to stop another team and then counter them, and that's how I see Tottenham playing. He come out in the press and try to antagonise Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, saying he's out of his depth, and that's probably just to try and get him to attack Tottenham, and as such so he can hit him on the break. And it could happen. Tottenham are very well suited to just hit people on the break. They've got Bergwijn, got Heung-min Son, got Lucas Moura, and obviously they've got their star striker back, Harry Kane. However, I don't see Tottenham getting a win here, so I'm going for a 2-0 Manchester United win. Leicester versus Watford. Leicester City will be firm favourites for this game, and it's clear to see why. They're currently sat in 3rd place, while Watford are sat in 17th. Watford have shown signs of being a good side this season. They've beaten Manchester United, and of course they was the first team to defeat Liverpool this season. However, I believe Leicester will run away 2-1 victors in a game which they'll largely control, and Watford will just probably grab one on the break. Brighton versus Arsenal. I think this is quite a simple one. I think Arsenal will win 3-1. I can see Arsenal dominating the game, then they'll allow Brighton to have a 10-15 minute spell where they'll equalise and make it 1-1. Arsenal then just go score 2 more quite late on to seal the game 3-1. I can also see Nicolas Pepe scoring. Keep an eye on him. The W's. West Ham versus Wolves. West Ham are in terrible run of form. They can't pick up a win for love nor money, especially under David Moyes, who I don't rate at all. They play just long ball football, and I don't see them being able to break through what Wolves have defensively. And they've got players like Adama Traore who can just rinse defenders. I see this one being 2-0 to Wolves. Bournemouth versus Palace. Let's keep this one nice and quick. I'm going for a home win to Bournemouth 1-0. Newcastle versus Sheffield United. Again, I'm going to keep it short. 1-0 win, Sheffield United. Newcastle, terrible, to be honest. Defensively, they're pretty solid. But going forward, they cannot hit a barn door. And they're the lowest scoring team in the Premier League. And I think that form will continue. And they will lose this game without scoring a goal. Like I said, 1-0. Alright, next we have Aston Villa versus Chelsea. Chelsea are currently sat in 4th place, while Aston Villa are 19th. 23 points separating the two sides. This is going to be an easy game for Chelsea. Aston Villa have struggled to keep goals out, conceding the most this season. And Chelsea's attack is pretty good. I think they're the 4th best attacking team in the league. I don't see this being anything but a Chelsea win. But by how much? I'm going to go 3-0. Now we have the Merseyside derby. Liverpool versus Everton. Both teams come into pretty bad form, as if before lockdown has anything to go by. Liverpool losing 4 out of the last 6 games. Obviously being knocked out of the League Cup by Chelsea, Champions League by Atletico Madrid, and losing to Watford. Everton haven't been on great form themselves, losing 4-0 to Chelsea for the break. And because of this, I'm going to go 4-1 to Liverpool. Getting a step closer to lifting that Premier League trophy. And finally, we have Manchester City versus Burnley. I think it's going to be a routine 3-0 victory for the citizens. I don't see Burnley coming anywhere near them, really. I'll be surprised if they have more than 5 shots. So I'm going 3-0. Finally, who's going to be the player to watch this week? And it's going to be Kevin De Bruyne for me. Obviously, he has 2 games this weekend, both Burnley and Arsenal. Both games, Kevin De Bruyne will usually thrive in. Against Arsenal, he'll find space behind Xhaka and probably Torreira. Arsenal defence is very poor, so he would just be pinging balls left, right, and centre. So I feel like he could get maybe a goal, but probably an assist or 2. And Burnley just aren't good enough to control a player like Kevin De Bruyne. Furthermore, Pep Guardiola is known for changing around his front line. So someone like Aguero could quite easily play against Arsenal, but then be benched for the Burnley game. Same with Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, Sterling, Sane if he's back, and he's fully fit, like he should be. Whereas Kevin De Bruyne will usually play most games because of how good he is at finding space and passes. So he is the player to watch. Anyway, if you have enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button below. Subscribe down below. Comment what you thought about this video and what your predictions are. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Peace.